how are we doing TikTok? This is a little rant here. So, I'm a motor carrier. I have my own authority. I own a couple trucks. I have an owner-operator. I have 2 trucks down right now. Both need an in-frame. Not that big a deal. Not even mad about it. The one truck owes me nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's been a perfectly good truck for over 5 years. Owes me nothing. Not a penny, not a dime, not a cent. It's put me to where I'm at today, being a motor carrier. So I'm not mad. But what blows my mind is people out here, and they say they have in-house in-frames, or they have no paperwork on any of the work they had done to their truck because they did it in-house. And I get it, some of you guys might buy a truck from someone else that told you there was an in-frame done on it. But when you tell me that you've owned the truck for several years and there's less than 100 or 200,000 miles on an in-frame, and you have no paperwork to back that up, not even a picture, not one single document, I think you're full of shit. I really do. Because you're telling me you spent $3,200 to $4,300 on an in-frame kit and didn't write it off on your taxes. You're telling me that you spent $3,800 to $4,500 on a new cylinder head and didn't write that off on your taxes. You're full of crap. You're telling me you built an engine and you didn't take one single picture of it, not one of it in pieces, not a single one. I find that hard to believe. I really do. And I went and looked at several trucks, and none of them were what any of the guys said they were. But you want to know what's something funny? I'm rebuilding the truck right now. There's the head off the truck. Here's the head sitting on the ground. We're looking at a bearing, but you can see the liners and the pistons in the picture. And you're telling me you don't have a single one of those? Now, I don't even plan on selling this truck. I don't plan on it. I'm keeping this truck forever. I'm going to literally keep it until the frame's gone. And then I'll probably find a new frame to put underneath it, because it doesn't owe me a damn thing. And I trust this truck way more than I'll trust any piece of plastic out there. Now, you know, you can say I'm big-headed and stupid and blah, 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 and y'all get amazing fuel mileage. Well, I had the new trucks. I had a 2015. I had a 2018. No, I never again. I was even this close to doing it and going out and buying one. I really was. I still might. I don't even know, because I can't find a single person that has a legitimate truck that is priced normal. We are not in COVID anymore. There's no reason for COVID prices on trucks. People are literally going out of business every single week with fire sale equipment. Now, you say, well, if they're going out of business with fire sale equipment, why don't you go buy that? Okay. Sure. Usually those guys that are going out of business, though, have to take their stuff to auction because they got repossessed. But anyways, and they try to sell before they're repossessed because they owe too much money on them and they just want payoff because they took out a really high loan and got a really expensive truck when COVID happened. You're the idiot. Sorry if the shoe fits. But anyways, we're getting off topic here. I drove hours. I've looked at several trucks, but one in particular. I drove hours to go look at it because this guy had a trailer and he also had a truck, because I told him, I'm like, well, I got to go look at a couple trucks because I need one right now, you know, because I'm kind of stuck with my thumb up my butt, I guess, to say the least. You know, you're spending money on an in-frame kits and rebuilding motors, and you'd like to soften that blow just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, sure, spending $20,000 to $50,000 or $25,000 to $50,000 on a truck sounds crazy to some of you, but think of how fast you can make that money back. So just going and buying a truck, not to mention now you gain a whole new truck out of the process, and you're able to hire another driver to drive either the new truck after the old truck's done, or you can keep your driver in said new truck and find someone to drive the old truck. Don't matter. But anyways, that's how you grow. Drove hours to go look at this one truck and trailer. Package deal. I was like, yeah, that'll work. Asked him, is there any reason why I wouldn't buy it? No, road ready. Okay, so I wake my son up at 6 o'clock in the morning because he wanted to go look at it with me too. My kids love trucks. So woke him up at 6 o'clock in the morning because it was a long drive there. And he said he was leaving, so we got up real early to make it there at a reasonable time. And we get there. And I start walking around. There was a bunch of stuff that he said that was done to, the trailer. I'm looking at the trailer and start doing a pre-trip and discover so many issues. So many issues. But the biggest one that gets me, the biggest one that really gets me, is he said there's a new Kingpin plate, less than 10 months old. Less than 10 months old. And you're telling me you put a new Kingpin plate in a truck with Kingpin and spent who knows how much money, or you did it yourself. Hey. But you left a big ass tear in the side of the frame right above the Kingpin plate? And that's road legal to you? Hey, I guess everything's fine on a back road, right? If it's your authority and you don't care, good for you. If it's someone else's authority and you're fine with running that, I will never hire someone like that. But okay, that's all fine and dandy. Whatever. I was still, the package deal was kind of right until I looked at the truck. And I look at the truck. Truck allegedly had 200,000 miles on an in-house end-frame. He had no documentation, and he had no paperwork, no pictures, no nothing. But I'm supposed to take his word for it. I popped the hood. The entire engine is soaked in oil. Just soaked. I get it. Stuff happens. Whatever. And he made an excuse saying that he just blew a fuel line. Okay, so it's soaked. Okay, whatever. So I fire the truck up. Start doing a pre-trip. It wasn't leaking fuel. It was literally pouring oil out. Just pouring oil. Okay, he told me to make him an offer. The rear tires were shot. Front tires were cupping. Probably needed kingpins, to be honest. Could have just needed shocks. I don't know. Didn't even bother test driving the truck because I was already pissed off. Didn't bother making him an offer. I left. We go look at another deal. Package deal. 2 trucks. Guy claims all this work was done. Was name-dropping shops. Well, man, the craziest thing is we live in a day and age where there's Google. And your story wasn't mathing. It didn't add up. And I sat there and I called those shops. They said we never did any of that work. Most shops, not most, all shops carry documentation of when they did work on someone's truck. Whether you paid cash or not, there was still an invoice generated. But okay, whatever. Maybe I was looking at too cheap of trucks, and let's go look at more expensive trucks. So now we go look at $60,000 trucks and 80. The craziest thing is when you call those guys out for their shit and they reduce their price on their truck by 20 grand, and they seem so desperate to sell it. And it's like, okay, now we're at a realistic number because that's probably what the payoff is. But we don't have COVID prices, people. I'm sorry that you guys burned yourself and you guys are stuck. But I'm not paying COVID prices. I'm a cash buyer. You got a realistic truck? I'm all ears. You got paperwork? I'm all freaking eyes. Show me what you got. Don't waste my time. Don't make me and my kids drive hours to come look at your ragged out piece of equipment. Rant for the day. Peace.